1 0.
Both S200 motors ignited.
LVM-3 M6 BlueBird Block 2 mission, a majestic liftoff.
Normal.
The rocket is beautifully searing through the bright Sriharikota sky.
Plus 20 seconds.
LVM-3 M6 रॉकेट का सफलतापूर्ण उत्थापन द्वितीय प्रमोचन मंच से और अपनी उद्दिष्ट कक्षा की ओर बढ़ चला है LVM-3 M6 रॉकेट। दोनों ठोस नोदक वाले S200 बूस्टर्स प्रज्वलित हैं। प्रथम चरण का कार्यकाल लगभग 126 सेकंड का होगा और इस दौरान यह लगभग 6000 किलो न्यूटन प्रणोद उत्पन्न कर रहे हैं।
Very thrilling vibration at the launch base due to the thrusting of twin S200 motors.
Plus 1 minute.
Shato engine main auto.
बहुत ही साफ नजारा देखने को मिल रहा है। यहाँ उपस्थित लोगों को बहुत ही रोमांच का अनुभव हो रहा होगा। बहुत दूर तक हम इस यान को देख पा रहे हैं और मुमकिन है कि प्रथम चरण का प्रतिगन भी देख सकेंगे।
Each S200 motors generates 5,952 kilonewtons. Burn duration for present mission is 132.5 seconds.
यान अपनी उद्दिष्ट दिशा का निर्धारण करते हुए अपने मिशन को पूरा करने के लिए अग्रसर है।
We are 111 seconds into the flight.
यहाँ इसकी पुष्टि हो चुकी है। द्वितीय चरण का प्रज्वलन शुरू हो चुका है जो कि L110 चरण है। इसका प्रज्वलन शुरू हो चुका है। अब दोनों स्टेप ऑन बूस्टर्स और L110
परफॉर्मेंस नॉर्मल
चरण एक साथ प्रज्वलित हैं।
The L110 stage and the two S200 boosters.
Both S200 motors separated.
Just now we have had a confirmation of the separation of the two S200 boosters.
रेंज ऑपरेशन निदेशक द्वारा इसकी पुष्टि की गई। दोनों S200 बूस्टर को यान से पृथक कर दिया गया है। इसमें लगे जेटिसनिंग मोटर की मदद से उसे यान से सफलतापूर्वक और सुरक्षापूर्वक पृथक कर दिया जाता है।
We are 160 seconds into the flight. Current altitude 104 kilometers.
वर्तमान में L110 यानी द्वितीय चरण प्रज्वलित है।
Payload fairing separated.
Plus 3 minutes.
Closed loop guidance initiated.
यान से ऊष्मा कवच को पृथक कर दिया गया है। अब यान 123 किलोमीटर की ऊंचाई पर प्राप्त कर चुका है और वर्तमान में यान क्लोज लूप गाइडेंस के अंतर्गत स्वतः दिशा निर्धारण कर रहा है।
The closed loop guidance has been initiated for LVM-3 launch vehicle. Hereafter, the rocket will use real-time data from onboard sensors to continuously correct its flight path. The payload fairing has been already jettisoned as the rocket has cleared the dense atmosphere.
तरल नोदक पर आधारित यह चरण दो उच्च प्रणोद वाले विकास इंजन की मदद से कुल 1600 किलो न्यूटन का प्रणोद उत्पन्न करते हैं। इंजन की अधिकतम प्रभावी क्षमता प्राप्त करने के लिए ईंधन और ऑक्सीडाइजर का खास अनुपात मिलाकर यह प्राप्त किया जाता है। इस चरण का प्रज्वलन का लगभग 200 सेकंड का होगा। इस चरण में यान में लगे एक्सेलेरोमीटर और जायरोस की मदद से इंजन जिम्बल किया जाता है और यह क्लोज लूप गाइडेंस के अंतर्गत अपनी दिशा निर्धारण करता है।
First stage performance normal.
The second stage L110 is continuing its operation. The two Vikas engines together generating 1600 kilonewton thrust. The tracking station at Sriharikota continues to track.
जी हाँ, यान पूर्णतः सामान्य निष्पादन करता हुआ अपेक्षित पथ का अनुकरण करता हुआ उद्दिष्ट मिशन की ओर बढ़ रहा है।
Stage authorization issued.
तृतीय चरण यानी क्रायो स्टेज चरण को अनुमोदित कर दिया
Plus
गया
5
है।
minutes.
Shar and Port ground stations
L110
continue to
shut off.
acquire data.
L110 stays separated. Cryo stage ignition command. Cryo stage ignition confirmed.
यहाँ सभी वैज्ञानिकों के लिए ये एक हर्ष का पल होता है। रेंज निदेशक द्वारा भी इसकी पुष्टि की गई। द्वितीय चरण को सफलतापूर्वक बंद कर यान से पृथक कर दिया गया है तथा अंतिम चरण तृतीय चरण प्रज्वलन शुरू हो चुका है।
Now the third stage of LVM-3 rocket, the cryogenic stage, has commenced its operation.
Cryo stage performance normal.
It is thrusting nominally with 28.6 tons of cumulative propellant loading of liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen. The engine develops 200 kilonewtons thrust.
LVM-3 रॉकेट के ऊपरी चरण जो कि क्रायोजेनिक अपर स्टेज कहलाता है, क्योंकि इसमें क्रायो ईंधन लिक्विड हाइड्रोजन तथा लिक्विड ऑक्सीजन का प्रयोग होता है। यह इंजन गैस टरबाइन की मदद से लगभग 200 किलोन्यूटन का सामान्य प्रणोद उत्पन्न करता है। इस चरण का कार्यकाल 648 सेकंड का होगा। इस चरण का व्यास 4 मीटर तथा ऊंचाई 13.5 मीटर की होती है। इस चरण में दिशा निर्धारण के लिए इंजन जिम्बल कंट्रोल और रिएक्शन कंट्रोल सिस्टम्स का प्रयोग किया जाता है। इस चरण में कुल 28.6 टन क्रायो ईंधन का भराव हुआ है और यह अपनी उद्दिष्ट कक्षा की ओर अग्रसर है। क्रायो चरण सबसे जटिल इंजन माना जाता है क्योंकि क्रायो ईंधन
Plus
जैसे
7 minutes.
लिक्विड ऑक्सीजन जिसका कि बॉइलिंग पॉइंट -253 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड और लिक्विड ऑक्सीजन का बॉइलिंग पॉइंट -183 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड होता है। इस तापमान में ईंधन को तरल बनाए रखना और इनका कार्यान्वयन करना सबसे जटिल कार्य होता है। लेकिन भारत अब इसमें पूर्णतः स्वायत्ता प्राप्त कर चुका है। इस चरण को इसरो नोदक कॉम्प्लेक्स महेंद्रगिरी में तैयार तथा परीक्षित किया गया है।
The cryogenic stage C25 is powered by CE20 engines using liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen. It delivers 200 kilonewton thrust and adds significant delta V of 3.89 kilometers per second by the end of its operation for the present mission. The stage operates on gas generator cycle. It works by burning a small fraction of propellant in a side chamber to power turbo pumps, while the majority of propellant goes into the main chamber for thrust. It's a highly reliable cryogenic engine operating principle. For the present mission, upper stage operates for 12 minutes and 20 seconds.
वर्तमान में पोर्ट ब्लेयर स्थित रडार स्टेशन हम तक आंकड़े उपलब्ध करा रहे हैं, जिससे हमें यह जानकारी मिल रही है कि यान पूरी तरह सुरक्षित और सामान्य प्रदर्शन कर रहा है और अपने उद्दिष्ट पथ की ओर अग्रसर है। LVM-3 M6 के समर्पित वाणिज्यिक मिशन में यह उपग्रह ब्लूबर्ड ब्लॉक 2 जो कि अब तक का सबसे भारी संचार उपग्रह माना जा रहा है, यह लगभग 6100 किलोग्राम भारी है।
Plus 9 minutes.
यह उपग्रह निम्न पृथ्वी कक्षा में सीधे मोबाइल तक ब्रॉडबैंड कवरेज प्रदान करने में सक्षम है, जो वैश्विक रूप से दूरस्थ, ग्रामीण, समुद्री और असेवित क्षेत्रों के लिए लक्षित है। अंतरिक्ष प्रौद्योगिकी और मोबाइल की दुनिया में क्रांतिक तकनीक का प्रदर्शन करने वाला यह उपग्रह, इसे संयुक्त राज्य अमेरिका के AST SpaceMobile ने तैयार किया है। यह उपग्रहों का नक्षत्र तैयार करने जा रहे हैं, जिसकी मदद से मौजूदा स्मार्टफोन में किसी भी समय और दूरस्थ क्षेत्रों में भी इंटरनेट सेवाएं उपलब्ध करा सकेंगे। इस तकनीक के लिए इसमें सबसे बड़े व्यावसायिक फेज्ड एरे एंटीना तैनात किए गए हैं, जो विस्तृत होकर लगभग 2400 वर्ग फुट तक फैल जाएंगे। इसमें संवर्धन कर पूर्ववर्ती ब्लूबर्ड उपग्रहों की तुलना में 10 गुना अधिक डेटा प्रसारण की क्षमता बनाई गई है। यह 4G तथा 5G जैसी सुविधाओं को सीधे अंतरिक्ष से मोबाइल तक पहुंचाने
plus 10 minutes,
में सक्षम होंगे और वर्तमान में यह ब्लूबर्ड ब्लॉक 2 एक बड़े नक्षत्र के बेड़े में शामिल होने जा रहा है।
The BlueBird Block 2 communication satellite developed by AST SpaceMobile of USA is the heaviest payload the LVM-3 rocket has so far carried. The satellite is a part of the next generation of BlueBird communication satellites designed to provide space-based cellular broadband connectivity directly to standard mobile smartphones.
Cryo stage performance normal.
This constellation of satellites will enable 4G and 5G voice and video calls, texts, streaming and data for everyone, everywhere at all times. It features a 223 square meter phased array, making it the largest commercial communication satellite ever deployed in low Earth orbit.
plus 11 minutes,
Well, there it is. It seems to be a clean, precise liftoff from Sriharikota. We're in the process of another chapter being added to India's heavy lift story in space. Nambi Narayanan joins us over the phone line at the moment. Mr. Narayanan, a big historic moment for us. We do know that the LVM-3 was designed for deep space missions. But what does this success say about its adaptability for diverse orbital requirements, sir?
Well, the entire effort is to yourself becoming commercial. And how do you become commercial is by launching low cost, highly reliable system. That's what we are trying to do. So if this is successful, which appears to be so, then we will be having a very high market for that. As Somnath was telling, you need to upgrade your production ability, and then that's what we have to. That's why we are trying to do something through private partners. So let us hope that we will be able to expand our market.
Mr. Narayanan, from a space science perspective, is low Earth orbit now becoming the most crowded and competitive orbit, and does that pose any challenges?
Well, I see. Low Earth means what? Now we are talking about 500 kilometers, and the periphery is very high. Of course, with respect to time, maybe another 50 years or 100 years, you may become little crowded. But it is not only the low Earth orbit. We are talking about low Earth orbit and geosynchronous orbit, and then 900 kilometers. So many orbits are there. If you have problem, you have to shift your orbit from 500 to 600, something like that. So that is not the problem. The problem is that technological improvement. For example, today we are talking about towers everywhere. Now we say that with this system, BlueBird kind of system, you don't need the tower. It is a direct connection. But then, at what cost? The cost is going to be high. That is how the system gets improved with respect to technology, and then with respect to technology, the cost goes up, and that's how it is going on. It's a game.
Right. So walk us through what we've seen so far, though, for the benefit of our viewers. Tell us what still needs to happen before ISRO can actually call this mission a complete success.
I was not keeping track of it, but I thought the cryogenic operation is going to be over, or it is already on. In the meanwhile, you came in the line, so I was not able to keep track of it. But it's going to be a routine affair. Then you have to position it in the low Earth orbit. I think with that it will be a successful mission, hopefully.
And just step back for us. What story does this launch tell us about India's evolving space policy?
Well, we have come a long way. It's going to be 60 years approximately. And with struggling to make a 3-inch diameter rocket, now we have got 200 tons. That's about 2.8 meter diameter solid rockets, and then the liquid rockets, you know very well, Vikas engine and its combination, and then the cryo. So now we have the capability to launch high weight, that is about 6,000 kg, in the low Earth orbit. So that is an achievement that's more or less meeting today's requirement. Of course, we have to enhance the ability to from 6,000 to 12,000. It will go, or it will be multiple satellites It depends on the client and depends on the user. So it's a very interesting thing. Communication will become so interesting, so easy, in the sense that it will be becoming cheaper also, with respect to time, I'm telling.
Tell us, how does this mission actually strengthen India's pitch as a cost-effective, reliable alternative to Western launch providers?
We have a system which is cost-effective, and that is because of various factors. And for example, most of the systems we are made in India, and even the materials are being indigenized, and so many things are there. And apart from that, our labor itself is certainly cheaper. But that is not important. The most important thing is reliability. You are capable of launching without any doubt that it will go into the orbit. That kind of reliability we are trying to achieve. For example, as you know, the Vikas engine we have fired more than 70 times, 65, 70 times. Not even a single failure. So this is how the reliability goes up. And then for this mission, Bahubali kind of a mission, we are talking about it is the 9th launch or something like that. So this is going to be increasing our reliability, and then with respect to time, we will be one of the competitors doing wonderful things in the market. Anyway, thank you so much.
Reliability, of course, is most
somebody else is waiting for me, so take care.
Also, sir, with faster turnaround times now visible, is ISRO entering a phase of industrial scale operations rather than bespoke missions? All right, we seem to have lost that line with Mr. Narayanan. You've just heard him talk about how historic this entire mission is. We are, of course, waiting for an official green light from ISRO, whether they've called this mission a complete success yet or not. Vijay has been tracking the latest details and developments for us at Sriharikota, where we've witnessed a clean, precise liftoff. And we're in the process of adding another chapter to India's heavy lift story in space. Vijay, tell us, what are you seeing at the moment? And is ISRO declaring this as a successful mission so far?
Yes, Parameshwar. Just now, ISRO officially announced LVM-3 launch successfully accomplished. The BlueBird satellite placed in low Earth orbit. The mission is successfully accomplished. This was the latest development. We are able to get it from here. Very shortly, ISRO director also to address the press. So the BlueBird-6 is weighs about 6,100 kilogram, is placed successfully in low Earth orbit. So this is a milestone moment for Indian ISRO and India Space Research, as this is the first heavy load commercial satellite which is being launched from the ISRO launch pad. So the mission is actually successful. Everything is normal as of now. Right.
So ISRO's LVM-3 has successfully completed its launched the BlueBird Block 2 communications satellite. It's headed into low Earth orbit, marking the 6th operational flight of this rocket and the heaviest commercial payload ever launched by India from its own soil. At the moment, we're also joined by Ajay Lele, Senior Fellow, Institute for Defence Studies and Analysis, Strategic Studies. He's a faculty member. First of all, sir, your first thoughts. What do you have to say about this liftoff?
I think this is a very important mission as far as ISRO is concerned on 2 to 3 different levels. At one level, ISRO has achieved something which it has not done in the past, of putting up a satellite which is more than 6,000 kgs into the orbit, the heaviest satellite picked up by ISRO so far. Second thing is that it has demonstrated the capability of its LMV-3 rocket.
And precisely injected the BlueBird Block 2 communication satellite in the intended orbit. This is the first dedicated commercial launch for a customer from USA, that is AST SpaceMobile. Let me congratulate the New Space India Limited, the launch vehicle teams of the Department of Space, and the satellite project team of AST SpaceMobile on this outstanding achievement and contribution for the global community. This is our 104th launch from Sriharikota. Also, the 9th successful mission of LVM-3 launch vehicle, demonstrating its 100% reliability. As all of you may recall, we had the LVM-3 launch just last month, 2nd November 2025. This is also the first time we have a back-to-back mission of LVM-3 within just 52 days. It's a great achievement and a great target achieved as per the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister of India. This was not an easy task considering the enormous efforts required, because it requires very close coordination among various teams at different ISRO centers, units, industry, launch complex, and the entire infrastructure availability. I take this opportunity to congratulate each and every team members for achieving this great feat for our country. Today's mission has brought yet another important glory to the India. This is the heaviest satellite ever lifted from Indian soil using an Indian launcher. This is also the third fully commercial mission of LVM-3, and the vehicle has demonstrated its excellent track record, including the Chandrayaan-2, Chandrayaan-3, OneWeb missions and CMS-3 satellite. This has injected in the orbit. Dear friends, I am extremely happy to announce the performance of the orbit what we have got is less than 2 kilometer dispersion we have got. This is one of the best performance of any launch vehicle in the global arena. With this mission, India has successfully launched 434 satellites for 34 countries. In today's mission, as I told, all the vehicle systems have performed extremely well. We have also, for the first time, inducted electromechanical actuation control system for the S-200, which is also successfully demonstrated for the first time. This gives us great confidence for the Gaganyaan program. And this achievement is because of the guidance, mentorship given by our elders, the robust review mechanism, hard and smart work of every Department of Space team members, our industrial partners, academia, for their outstanding contribution. On this occasion, let me also thank our mentors for the strong foundation made for us to stand great and accomplish this type of great missions. Also, let me take the opportunity to thank AST SpaceMobile for having great confidence on Indian launcher and giving this opportunity for accomplishing this great feat. Even though a launch vehicle mission is a very, very tough job, today, the way the launcher has performed, that demonstrates the confidence and the single-minded devotion and hard and smart work of every members of the space activity. Let me congratulate all the review team members, audit committee members, and the entire elders, all the elders, and our family members on this great occasion. As you all know, the reward for hard work is more work. We are having lot of program in our hand, and we have to accomplish everything perfectly in a very systematic way. Right now, the orbit details are with me. We intended to achieve 520 kilometer circular orbit. What we have got is close to 518.5 kilometer circular orbit. That is the performance of this vehicle. With this, right now, we are having the leaders of Indian space program with me. So first, let me ask the project director and the mission director, Mr. Victor Joseph, to address the gathering. Mr. Victor.
Thank you, sir. So, very good morning to everyone. And once again, LVM-3 has risen to the occasion. Respected Chairman ISRO, former Chairman, Center Directors, senior colleagues, and all those attending here and online, Today, we have the 9th consecutive successful flight of LVM-3 and the 3rd international collaborative mission for LVM-3. And today, we successfully launched the heaviest satellite ever lifted from Indian soil, the BlueBird Block 2, and placed it accurately in the designated orbit. On this significant occasion, I sincerely thank our respected chairman for his continued leadership, guidance, and encouragement. And I also acknowledge the steady support provided by all center directors throughout this mission. I thank the efforts of NCIL team for their effective coordination, and I thank AST for placing the trust in LVM-3 for this very important launch. And special appreciation to all the review forums whose rigorous and timely evaluations ensured mission readiness at every stage. My
colleague Pallav Bagla has been tracking this entire launch very closely. He joins us live with the latest details. Pallav sir, from a technical standpoint, what does today's successful injection into low Earth orbit tell us about LVM-3's maturity as a launch vehicle?
A 100% success record for launch vehicle Mark III of Bahubali is a great achievement. 9th consecutively successful mission for launch vehicle Mark III. It now paves the way for India's Gaganyaan mission, one step closer for that big mission. That big American communication satellite has been placed in a very precise orbit will give confidence to India and the world that India is a solid player in space. And hopefully, this particular launch vehicle will be commercialized in a big way, and India should be able to garner a large chunk of the commercial space market, which is a multi-billion-dollar market. So the launch vehicle has delivered. The satellite is really the responsibility of AST Space, and whether they are able to give direct to mobile internet connectivity to the world using their satellites is AST Space's responsibility. ISRO has done a great job of the launch today. They got a very precise launch, and the ISRO chairman, Dr. V. Narayanan, was very, very happy with this mission.
So, we often talk about Chandrayaan and Gaganyaan, but how important are missions like this for sustaining ISRO, whether it's financially or technologically?
Well, it is certainly a feather in the cap for ISRO.
Indeed.
There are both bread and butter missions which India does, which is to launch its communication satellite, launch its surveillance satellites, launch its science satellite like Chandrayaan, Mangalyaan and Gaganyaan. But simultaneously, India also wants to capture part of the global space market, and this launch vehicle Mark III has done its job exceedingly well. And hopefully, as we ramp up the making of the launch vehicle Mark III in the private sector, we should be able to launch more often.
Right.
This particular launch has happened back to back of the launch vehicle Mark III at a gap of 52 days, which is very admirable. Earlier, it used to take over 6 months. So we are getting close to capturing a larger market, but abhi Delhi dur hai.
Right. Pallav sir, also tell us, how does this mission strengthen India's pitch as a cost-effective, reliable alternative to Western launch providers?
Well, that is a hard one. You have SpaceX, which can compete very, very, very strongly.
Indeed.
The moment a country reduces the cost of a launch, SpaceX, because of its commercial operations, reduces it even further. That against competition, both with SpaceX, Arianespace and Roscosmos, India won a launch contract for launching the BlueBird-6 satellite is a great achievement by the New Space India Limited, and it opens a window because AST Space has to launch over 3 satellites in times to come, and hopefully they will come back to India again and again.
Right. And before we just bring in Mr. Ajay Lele, sir, Today's payload, as we've seen, is American. The launcher is Indian. Is this the new Indo-US tech tango in orbit?
Well, Indo-US tech tango has been going on for a long time.
Decades.
There have been times where the pendulum has swung from the left to the right, but hopefully now that the Shanti Act or the new Atomic Energy Act, which has been enacted by the Parliament, we hope to have more tango between India and America, both in space and in nuclear energy. So a great future in technology for the world's largest democracy and the world's oldest democracy. And this is just the beginning.
Right. Pallav sir, in fact, Ajay Lele, Senior Fellow, Institute for Defence Studies and Analysis, Strategic Studies, also joins us at the moment on the broadcast. Really appreciate your time, Mr. Lele. The LVM-3 has done exactly what it was built to do. It's lifted nearly 640 tons of the rocket, pushed a 6-ton satellite into orbit, and it's also reminded the world that India is no longer a niche player in space launches. Tell us, how does this mission position India globally, and does it strengthen India's pitch as a reliable alternative as far as providers in the West are concerned?
I think as far as this mission is concerned, on a commercial terms, this was the 434th satellite launched by India. So it speaks volumes about India's commitment as far as giving a very reliable service for the commercial customers. Second most important aspect of this mission is about Indo-US collaboration. Gone are the days when India was totally depending on the US and for that matter Soviet Union as far as the domain of a space is concerned. Today the clock has turned back and now the US agencies are looking at India. I think this still speaks volumes and gives an indication to the global market also that even a country like India a country like US is looking at India to launch their vehicles. That itself speaks about the professionalism as far as ISRO is concerned. The cost of the launch also always it depends, as Mr. Pallav Bagla was mentioning, because of a SpaceX being a very major player, there will be always challenges as far as the cost factor is concerned. But as far as reliability factor is concerned, I think India has done exceedingly well by launching satellites for various countries. As far as US is concerned, we already had a joint mission Axiom 4 where Indian astronaut had gone to the space. So now it's happening in various directions, one from a human mission to launching a commercial satellite.
Mr. Lele, really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us on NDTV. This launch is very significant. At its core, this mission has the potential to reduce the global digital divide by bypassing ground infrastructure. Satellites like BlueBird can bring basic voice and data services to regions where mobile networks are unreliable, slow, or simply don't exist.